Morning, Michael. Thank you
Hello.
very much for taking your time to out your busy day and schedule to give us some time to discuss your experiences about the security industry. First off, congratulations on your recent appointment with MLA.
Thank you.
If you want to tell us a little bit about your new appointment and your company and yourself, we'll be delighted to hear it.
Yep, okay. Well, I guess probably start off a little bit about the company. It was started by my parents in 1971, so we've celebrated 45 years this year as locksmiths. And Dad actually got into electronic security actually in the mid-70s, so it was sort of quite a bit ahead of his time, really. So
early adapter.
Yes. We started monitoring alarms in our current way at the moment in 93, 94. So we've been doing that for quite a few years. And basically from there just grown to where we are today. So we've got a client base that's Australia-wide in every state and territory. We've also got clients in New Zealand. So really, as far as alarm monitoring, distance isn't an issue for us these days because of IP, internet, things like that. And that's the world's getting smaller, basically.
Yeah.
And with the Master Locksmith Association, the MLA, just recently being elected as the Queensland Director for MLA, so I get to represent Queensland on the board of directors for MLA and just help the direction of the Master Locksmith Association and everything from apprentices to the MLA's role in the security industry in Australia and particularly Queensland. So that's quite a good thing to be in. We as a company have been involved with the Master Locksmiths since the early 80s. My father was actually a member of the board back in the early 80s, so it's a bit of a family tradition perhaps.
A family tradition.
That's right. So a little bit about myself. Basically, all I ever wanted to be was a locksmith, just like Dad. So picked my first lock probably aged 9 in 1981. I think it was the 26th of October because I've still got the padlock. I've still got it mounted on a plaque. So, basically I'm doing what I love. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. And obviously we've evolved from being just locksmiths to electronic security, alarm monitoring, a whole range of things.
Yeah, you've certainly grown over the years that I've known you.
Yes.
The organisation. Yeah. So, in relation to security monitoring, what type of person would make a good operator, and what skills do you think they should have to make a good operator?
Well, part of what makes a good operator, I think, is probably the flexibility. Like I guess typical of the security industry, it can be unsociable hours because you're doing shift work.
Yeah.
And it varies, of course, from control room to control room, but we typically do a 3-day on, 3-day off, 12-hour shift. So that's probably one of the first things we talk to.
It's almost social, that.
It's very social.
Yeah.
Get the right person, they love it. And that's probably one of the challenges we have, is finding somebody that fits in there with their lifestyle, with their partners, family, different things, because obviously it's Christmas Day or it's a weekend, somebody's out partying, that's right. That's probably the biggest thing we sort of explain up front. So that's probably number one. Does it fit your lifestyle? Because it's not for everybody. And then really it's finding somebody who's probably got that, it's almost an admin position because it is attention to detail. It is make sure you dot the I's and cross the T's. It's customer service. You're on the phone all day. It's purely phone that you're dealing with customers, answering calls, making calls. So it's somebody with that sort of, or really that administration type mindset and customer service mindset that I think really does make a good operator.
Yeah, so they've got a customer service mindset, the admin mindset.
That's right.
They've got to be able to work the social hours and the weekends and the public holiday hours.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's not something for everybody.
No.
But it's I've done it and still survived. So, in relation to that, do you think that security officers get appropriate training for that role?
It's really probably a case of it's the customer service and the computer skills is probably number one for me. I guess it's a bit different to a security guard who's on patrol or a static guard. There's a lot of legislative things they know as far as restraint and just the whole law side of things.
Yeah.
That side of things is probably not so relevant as a control room operator.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cases, it's from our perspective, it's just making sure you do everything exactly as the customer wants. If you do that, we're okay. If you go outside those boundaries, it opens up a can of worms as far as from who's legally responsible if somebody doesn't do what the customer's requested. Yeah. So really our biggest thing is the customer service and that skill set with operating computers. We do all of our training in-house, and I think it's fairly in-depth with what we do. Everything from answering the phone, so every operator says it exactly the same way. That's a lot of the training that we do.
So that consistency and able to...
Familiarity, yeah. So if somebody, and I'm just using answering the phone because it's something they do 100 times a day. Yeah. Whether I answer the phone or somebody else answers the phone, it's answered the same way. It's not a different version. So customers just know what to expect when they phone in. That's what we try to achieve. So the customer experience is always, this is what you get.
Always consistent.
That's right.
And sticking to the operating procedures and the client instructions.
That's right. Yeah.
Not
yes.
making up on the fly.
No. It's really that's our any control room's biggest issue is that liability side of things.
What about discretion? Is it important that operators are discreet with their dealings with clients and also outside the control room?
Oh, for sure. We not just for a customer that may be somewhat high profile, whether they're actually legit famous or whether they're just well known in the community. Yeah. We see and hear and know things that the average Joe doesn't know about, and it really is a confidence from a customer's point of view that they know that if something happens, it's not going to be spread around. Confidentiality is a huge thing. Privacy is a huge thing. We can see when something's armed or disarmed, or they've had a break-in, or they've had some sort of situation, or someone's left all of a sudden, and there's been some change made to our database because a particular person's been taken off. It really is being discreet is a big part of what we do, and again, we drum that into operators that it's extremely serious because of the privacy side of things, and also quite often, we'll have access to things like pins and user codes. So,
and when people are going away on holidays.
Or we ourselves particularly, we can dial into people's panels and update codes and different things. So again, there's a lot of information there. Yeah. So it's
Absolutely. In relation to getting into the management area, the security industry, what particular advice would you give to anyone who's looking to get into the management area?
Yep.
And what challenges have you had in your roles as manager?
Yep. I'd say if someone's interested in getting into management, they would have to have the passion. Security is not a Monday to Friday 8 to 5 job. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you're on holidays, sick, anything. If a customer's got a security requirement, you've got to deal with it when that inquiry comes in, as in if there's a problem or a security breach. It's not, I'll deal with it Monday morning at 8 o'clock. No, you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you go deal with it.
Customers expect that, don't they?
Well, it's an expectation, that's right, yeah. So really, I think the biggest thing, you've got to have the passion for it. It's not something you take on, Monday to Friday.
It's not just a job.
No, it's not. It's not. That's for sure. And really, I guess my experience with that is it's that 24 hour. It's having the drive, if somebody's supposed to be on shift, they've called in sick, can't make it to work, you're filling in a shift, an odd 24-hour shift never killed anybody as a manager. But it's dealing with that sort of thing. They're some of the challenges as a manager in a security company, whether it be manpower or control room, or for that matter electronic security. Same thing there. If someone's panel's not working, someone's got to go out and sort it out for the customer.
It's not clock on, clock off.
No. It's a lifestyle, if you can call it that.
That's right. You talked before about customer service. What do you think the industry, the security industry, generally needs to do to improve on customer service?
Well, I think that's where training really comes in. In a lot of cases, whether it again be control room or whether it be a static guard on site, a patrolman, they're quite often the first level of contact in a lot of cases. Really, the focus really should be on engaging people that have a more customer focused orientation, rather than just I walk around, put a tag on the door, or answer the phones, or whatever the case was. Because again, people ring up with the expectation that you're going to solve my problem. You've got to be empathetic. You've got to take in consideration someone's got a problem at 3 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time of day or night it is. That customer focus and customer service is probably really, for me, the number one field of expertise security should be an expert in.
Okay, so you actually touched on there about empathy, how important empathy is, and would it be right to say that within security now it's more customer service and a security role, as opposed to what it used to be, which is security with a bit of customer service?
Yeah, it's definitely customer service first, and I think just the world is changing where people have got a different expectation of every experience has got to be as close to perfect as possible, and that's again that's that customer service that makes that difference for someone to follow up or to take that extra little bit of effort to make sure the customer's satisfied at the end of the day.
Go the extra mile.
That's right.
And the expectation, of course, now is it is a now society.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I won't fix now, not next week, not
that's
next
exactly
month.
right.
Deal with it now.
Yeah.
And finally, how, when you're not doing your 24 hours, 7 days a week, answering the phones, doing all the business, how do you relax when you're not working?
Probably just try and spend as much time with the family as possible. Our kids are sort of 16 and 18, so they're still good people to be around. They're not stereotypical teenagers, perhaps, but just really spend time with the kids, because obviously they're going to be out and about doing their own thing. Spending time with the kids, and then travelling is probably the other passion. Love to travel and see the world or the country. So any chance we get, it's always good to do that. But other than that, it's a 24/7 thing. The mobile phone's never too far away. That's right. Yeah.
Thanks very much, Michael.
That's
really
okay.
appreciate you helping us out with this and spending the time with us. So thank you
Great.
very much.
No worries. Thanks, Ian.